Hey guys, Caleb Giddings for Taurus USA, and today we're going to do a quick video on how to change the grips on your Taurus Executive Grade 692. I love the factory grips on this. I think that this presentation grade wood grip is absolutely one of the most beautiful things you could put on a gun, but I don't love it as much for shooting the gun really, really fast. The grip shape in my hand tends to roll the gun up higher and higher in recoil. So if I'm going to set this gun up for competition or personal protection, I'm going to swap the grips. Now, revolver grips are a deeply personal thing, so if I don't like this grip, please don't take that to mean that you won't like this grip. Different hands have different shapes, and everybody interacts with these grips a little bit differently. Today, we're going to use a set of grips from VZ. VZ makes a grip that fits both the Raging Hunter and the Taurus Judge / Tracker, and it's a pretty clever design that makes use of these little inserts that will tell you exactly how to fit the grip to your gun. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. You're going to need a couple of tools. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver, and you're going to need a number 3 hex bit to remove the grips from the Taurus tracker, and then you're going to need a Torx 15 to put the screw into the VZ grips. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, gun's clear. The tracker, which is what the 692 is technically part of, and the Judge share a grip frame. So grips on these interchange, and they also secure both laterally with the screw that we just removed and through a second screw in the bottom of the grip. It's important to note that if you're putting this on, to not over tighten this bottom screw with wood grips. You just want to snug it down just enough. All right. When the wood grips are off, just pop right off. That's easy. Set those aside. Now that we've got the grips off, we're going to go ahead and fit the VZ grips to the gun. And there's an interesting method of doing this. So you have to start with the left grip panel. I'm going to take the left grip panel and I'm going to place the gun in the frame. Now, when I do this, I can see that the hole that's marked with the letter P is fully available for me to put one of these pins in. That's always going to be my starter. So I can put one in here in the letter P. After I put the first anchor pin into this, I want to hold the grip as high and tight to the frame as I possibly can to make sure that we're aligning it to get the next stud in here. Now, we can try this around the circumference of the frame, but what these are going to do is they're going to give this enough to grip onto so that the grip doesn't move in recoil. So we want to try to fit it first into that front one, that's A, where it won't fit. So then we're going to try to fit it into the next one. I'm going to press in, see if we can get it to line up in here. And we were able to get it to successfully go in. So now we're going to check to see if there's movement in the grip. Doesn't feel like there's movement. We can check that one more time by actually attaching the grips. And before I tighten this down with the screws, I want to make sure it's not rocking back and forth on the gun. So to do that, I'm going to hold the grip on, and I'm going to try to physically move it. And if I can feel movement on the grip, then I'm going to need to change the position of those locator pins. But I can't feel movement on the grip, which means the locator pins are in the correct locations. So we're going to press around the grip, and then I'm going to take my screw, we're going to drop this in, and I'm going to grab my Torx to tighten this down. Make that nice and snug, and then check one last time for looseness, rattle, or vibration. Now, this does need to be shot. Recoil introduces more force than I can just by yanking the gun around with my hands. So I would want to take this to the range and crack a few rounds through it to make sure that those locator pins are set correctly and that this is appropriately tight. But for now, in the office, this is good to go. And that's how you're going to attach these VZ grips to your Taurus Tracker Series revolver.